The sodium fusion test, or Lasane's test, is used to tell if there's any heteroatoms in your unknown compound. If there's any nitrogen, sulfur, or halogens like chloride or iodide in your compound, they'll react with the sodium in the test and form ions, which we can easily detect with some simple colorimetric tests at the end. The first step in the Lasane's test is to take a small piece of sodium. We always store sodium under paraffin oil because it reacts with air and water. Cut off a small piece of sodium about the size of a pea and put it into the ignition tube. Be really careful while you're holding the ignition tube over the Bunsen burner. Always make sure that the mouth of the tube's facing the back of the fume hood. Quite often your compound will catch on fire or spit out of the mouth of the tube. You don't want to get that in your face. Heat the sodium over a Bunsen flame until it melts. When the sodium's melted, add a small amount of your unknown compound. If it's a solid, use a spatula. If it's a liquid, put it in with a pipette. Keep heating the ignition tube until it's red hot. This will probably take 1 to 2 minutes. When the ignition tube's really hot, plunge it into about 10 to 15 mils of cold water in an evaporating dish. Be really careful when you do this because the sample's likely to spit, catch on fire, or even explode. Make sure it's at the back of the fume hood and you've got the door of the fume hood closed. After the reaction's finished, put the evaporating dish over a Bunsen burner and let the solution boil for about 2 minutes. This will make sure that all of the heteroatoms react with the sodium to form ions. Let the solution cool down and then filter through a Wattman filter paper to remove all of the glass. The solution that you have now is called Lasane's solution. Take the Lasane's fluid and carry out tests for nitrogen, sulfur, and the halogens. If the fluid tests positive to any of these tests, you'll know a little bit more about what's in your unknown.